In the beginning, there was nothing. Hi, and welcome to History Bites. This time, we're going to be looking at mythology. And we're trying something new. I have a YouTube live video and a Facebook live video. So, hello to everybody. Wait, what are you?
It's not working.
Oh.
It's just disappeared.
Okay, so we have a YouTube live video. Facebook has apparently disappeared. That's somewhat unfortunate. Anyway, onwards, the joys of life. So, creation mythology. Myths from the dawn of time. Humans have always had an innate need to explain the world that they live in and how it came into being. This is why creation myths occur. We have to explain why we exist. Virtually every culture on the planet has one. Everyone you can think of. Egyptians, Romans, Greeks, all of them have creation cultures. These are written down an awfully long time after their conception. Original stories were passed by word of mouth around campfires or anywhere that you choose to be. So what we have is changed versions. We never have the mythology in its purest form. Things have been added, things have been taken away, gods have appeared, disappeared. There are probably things we have absolutely no idea about, and neither did the people who copied them down for us, so bits have been lost that way as well. Anyway, carrying on. As a generalization, most creation myths all have something in common. They pretty much all start from a void of absolute nothingness. That's it, nothing. However, this nothingness changes in the form of how it is. Some of them, like the North American and Mayan mythology, start with an absolute void. There is nothing in it whatsoever. Everything comes from the nothing. Greek is different. Greek mythology starts with chaos. So instead of nothing, there's just chaos everywhere that is then ordered down and turns into the creation myth cycle with all gods. Other cultures, like the Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Incans, have this primordial water. So instead of a nothingness, there is a water. Not a lot else, but a watery nothingness. There is also another mythology, that of the cosmic egg. The egg exists in a void of nothingness. Where did it come from? Nobody knows, but the egg exists within the void. One other one, the Nordic mythology, that's a little bit different. They have two realms, a realm of fire, a realm of ice, and this bit in the middle where a giant called Yin is created. And from there, humans and frost giants come from the rather disgusting, sweaty armpits. So all's going well with the Nordic people there, an interesting mythology. What I want to give you here is 3 examples of different types of mythology. So if we start with ancient Egypt. Egypt is odd because depending on which end of Egypt you live at, north or south, depends on which variant of the mythology you look at. To the north, you have Ra, to the south, you have Atum, but they essentially come as the same thing. Ra rises from the primordial ocean in a cosmic egg. Atum comes fully formed as a god. Either way, what happens is that the seed of the god is deposited into the primordial ooze, and from that comes Shu and Tefnut, air and moisture. Shu and Tefnut are male and female deities, would mate in the traditional way, and from them we get Nut and Geb, which is the sky and the earth. The Egyptians are a strange one in that the earth is the male deity where the sky is female. Every other religion has it the other way around, with earth being Mother Earth, as you will. So the Egyptians are a bit of a strange one that way. From Nut and Geb, we get our traditional pantheon of the gods, so Osiris, Isis, Nephrites, and Seth, the gods that you know, and from there on you go on to create humanity and such. If we move on to a different creation myth, we look at the Aztecs. Known for being a rather bloodthirsty society, their mythology in creation does not disappoint. Their creation myths work on a cycle of worlds that rise and fall like the rising and falling of the sun. We are currently in our 5th world, the one that should have ended in 2012, so we could be overdue a destruction phase. Anyhow, what happens here is that 2 gods, Quetzalcoatl and, how do I pronounce this one? Tezcatlipoca, something like that. Aztec names, lots of Zs. They slay an earth monster known as Tlachtitl. They tear her into bits, use her body to make the earth and the sky, and essentially fling all the other bits everywhere, creating mountains, rivers, etc. So, true to Aztecs, a nice, gory start off to the world. It is also said that it is her voice on the wind screaming for the hearts of men that leads to the Aztec heart sacrifice ritual that they're so well known for. So yes, bloodthirsty Aztecs. If we move on to China, I'm not sure which realm of China it comes from, but there is a lovely Chinese myth for creation regarding a figure called Pangu. Now, Pangu is born in the center of chaos, which is contained in an egg. So we have the cosmic egg mythology going on here. The cosmic egg sits in the void for 18,000 years before it hatches. When it hatches, everything that is light, the yin, rises to the surface. Sorry, yang. Yang is the light one, rises to the surface and becomes the sky. and everything light. Yin sinks to the base, becomes the earth, and all things heavy. And Pangu stands in the middle, a bit like Atlas from the Greek mythology, stands in the middle, pushing the earth downwards with his feet and holding the sky up, pushing them apart. Now, Pangu, he stays there, holding the two apart, growing a little bit every year for another 18,000 years, at which point he dies and becomes the air and everything else around, mountains, rivers, his voice is the thunder. His body embodies everything, all living things on Earth. So there we have it, 3 very different mythologies there. But they all have certain things in common. They all come from the nothingness. They all appear out of nothing and carry on through to the creation of men and gods. It is worth pointing out that there is one culture I've come across that seems to have no creation mythology whatsoever. These are the Paras, found in the Amazon. They're a tribe that sort of still exists, and when pressed for information on what came first, what was creation, what was the first thing you know of in your world, the only answer they could come up with was bananas. So make of that one what you will. Perhaps the banana is the source of all creation on Earth. It may be the most sensible mythology we've come across. Who knows? Anyway, I'm SM Porter. I'm really glad that you've joined me this evening. If you're not following on my YouTube channel, please do subscribe to it. If we get this running on Facebook and you're on Facebook later on, please like and follow my page. I will have a video like this every week for the next couple of weeks where we cover different variants of mythology, starting next week with heroes. Thank you very much for watching, and good evening.